closely, a plane twists and turns, and rushes to the tarmac. The plane landed dangerously, and in the cockpit sat an 11-year-old girl. The captain next to her had fainted with his head tilted. It turns out that all 180 passengers, including the captain, had passed out from food poisoning. The girl was the only one awake, so she stepped forward and flew the plane to a safe landing. Afterwards, she left in a low profile. By the time the hospital and the reporters arrived, she had already left in a cab, but she knew more than that. On the way to the girl's grandmother's house, a squirrel suddenly appeared on the side of the road. The driver tried to avoid it, and crashed into the car next to her. The girl rushed across the road to save the injured squirrel. Then she got into the driver's seat. She skillfully side-parked the car. She helped the driver to handle the traffic accident. Afterwards, the girl put the squirrel in her bag. She went to her grandmother's house. As soon as they met, the girl rushed forward and hugged her grandmother tightly. This was the first time she saw her grandmother, but grandma looked very embarrassed. Not only did she forget to pick her up, she didn't like her very much. As soon as she sat down, she said, without hesitation, "I raised your mother and now your mother is gone. I'm not responsible for raising you anymore." The girl was not sad. She moved into her mother's room. She bandaged the squirrel's wounds, started a major makeover, put up colored lights, painted the stars. She put a picture of her dad on the bed. At night the girl called her dad on video. Yes, the girl's father is an astronaut. Now he is on a mission in space. That's why he left the girl with her grandmother. The girl checked in with her dad. The father showed her what Earth looks like, even though he was thousands of miles away. He was very concerned about her. Early the next morning, the squirrel came quietly to grandma's room. It startled grandma. She started to chase the squirrel all over the room, but she accidentally fell down, and the girl went to school alone on her skateboard. In class, the girl introduces herself to her classmates. Her name is Lorca, and she grew up in the European Space Agency. She received her official astronaut training with her father. The students were curious, but then the injured squirrel woke up. Roca immediately asked her teacher for a leave of absence. She wanted to take him home for dinner and medication. The teacher was stunned. This was the first time she had seen such a student. When Roca returned home, she found out that her grandmother had been injured and needed urgent hospitalization. That meant Roca had to live alone. When Roca returned to school, the principal immediately approached her. He was very unhappy with Lorca's absence from school. He asked to see her parents or guardians. Roca said, "I am my own guardian." The principal was furious. After learning that Roca was unattended, he immediately asked for a report to Child Protective Services. At that moment, the girls in the class downstairs were being bullied. When Roca saw this scene, she was furious. Before the principal could finish his sentence, she walked out. The principal was going crazy. Roca rushed to stop her, but the bully tripped over her own school bag in the chase. She got a cut on her forehead. Luckily, Roca had received medical training. She rushed to help the school bully to treat the wound. By the time the paramedics arrived, the wound had been perfectly treated. That's when the principal arrived. Instead of blaming the school bully, she turned around and questioned Roca. Roca says, "It's your responsibility." The principal said, "I'm only in charge of teaching. I can't take care of anything else. You can be the principal if you want." I didn't expect Roca to take it serious.